This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the most beautiful penguin sanctuary, Boulders Beach, southern tip of Africa. I'm on the other side of the sanctuary here, on the other side of the parking lot. I've come to talk to you today about hygiene and how important hygiene is. We think about hygiene as having a wash, and hygiene is having a wash. It's really important. But hygiene has a deeper meaning. And we're going to consider hygiene from various different perspectives to get a little bit of a handle on it. Obviously, washing your body is fundamental. I can't tell you enough how important it is to wash. We all know this. We don't want to be smelly. To wash every day. It's winter here. I've only been washing once a day. I do love it when it gets warmer here because I wash twice a day. During winter, I wash once a day, just because of the practicalities. The reality is that we don't want to waste resources. We don't want to waste hot water more than we need to. We don't want to waste electricity because electricity burns the planet. So here we have two different kinds of hygienes possibly conflicting. We have what I can consider the hygiene of social responsibility and the hygiene of the physical body, responsibility to the body. And the hygiene of social responsibility means you don't want to waste electricity. You don't want to waste resources because it's not a reasonable thing to do. It won't make the world a cleaner place, you see. If you're wasting resources, electricity and such, then the world is going to become more polluted. So the hygiene of the world around you will be affected. And by affecting the hygiene of the world around you, you will end up affecting the cleanliness of the water that you're washing in, the cleanliness of the air. So hygiene is a very profound concept when you start to look at it. There's personal hygiene and there's interpersonal hygiene. The hygiene that is beyond ourselves. The words we say can have huge effects on our minds. There's mental hygiene too to consider. Like this video and share it. Let it get around. Let it work the algorithms of YouTube. YouTube tends to want to hold us back unless we're trying to sell something for money, which I'm not. So the fundamental reality of hygiene and the way in which it works is part and parcel to the way of the shamanic path. The shaman is fundamentally attuned to nature. Living in a state of balance and harmony with nature is the key to practicing shamanism. Understanding that everything that we do affects nature, and that nature affects us, and that we are an expression of nature, and that nature is being expressed through us, and that the expression of nature is living within us through the principle of the guides. These guides are what help the shaman along the shaman's work in healing and bringing harmony back to the self and those around us. And the same healing needs to be brought to the world. So the shaman is very interested in the surroundings, in nature. So when we consider hygiene, we need to consider it from an interpersonal and from a personal perspective. The responsibility. If you are dirty and you're smelly and you're breathing too many germs on your body, you can pass those germs onto other people that can cause illnesses. And so illnesses tend to like germs. Mold can grow, all sorts of negative life forms. The kind of life forms that operate and thrive in an environment where there are more of the positive hydrogen ions. I've mentioned this in previous videos. You should be following this video sequence from the beginning to the end. It's getting so hard to mention which video is telling which bit of information. Though if you follow it from beginning to end, you're not going to miss any of the information, and it's all part of a correlated story that's being told here. This entire Bush Whisper series is one big teaching story, shall we say, a little group of stories that are teaching you about spirituality, shamanism, life, the occult, the esoteric traditions, and our place in this world. How to navigate life, how to find harmony and balance, and all of the above. So recognize and realize that your responsibility to be clean is important. Sexual cleanliness, that's something to consider. Sexual cleanliness affects your energy body, affects your sphere of consciousness. And the more sexually clean you are, the more emotionally clean you are, the more clean you are with your words and your actions, the more clean your body will be. the more clean you will want to be. Your environment will reflect this cleanliness. You'll want to clean your space. You'll want to keep the world clean. You'll recognize what true cleanliness is. Sand isn't dirty. Soil isn't dirty. We've been conditioned into this delusional way of thinking that soil is dirty and that nature is filthy, that we are clean. The truth is that humans are the dirty ones, and that soil is part of an ecosystem in balance and in a state of harmony, and that harmony is fundamentally clean, that we are the ones that are creating the disharmony in the world, not the soil. And so I've always referred to the ground as clean dirt. And I've always referred to soil as being clean dirt. Unless human beings have polluted the soil or created a sense of disharmony, the soil should be in a state of balance. So you can clean yourself with mud. And I used to clean myself with mud. There's something to think about. Animals understand this. Have you ever watched the elephants when they go to wash? Or the wild boar? They wash themselves with mud. They put the mud onto their bodies and they allow the mud to crystallize and become hard and crunchy. And they peel the mud off like a peel. And it removes all the dirt from their bodies. Removes all the germs, removes all of the imbalances, leaving a state of harmony and balance behind. So true cleanliness is actually harmony and balance. We've been taught to think in terms of surgical cleanliness, that you need to remove everything. The removing of everything is not harmony. So inner hygiene is fundamental. The foods we eat produce inner hygiene. And once again, we need to be in a state of inner balance and harmony. And when we are eating properly and eating healthy food, the inner harmony is in such a point that we don't get sick, because there is a clean colon, clean organs, and the system within is operating in a state of harmony. So I'd like you to think of cleanliness in terms of harmony. It'll give you an insight. Many of the soaps that we use are not necessarily the best soaps because they kill indiscriminately. The best kind of soaps are the soaps that bring you back to a state of harmony. Natural soaps are obviously going to be better for you. Water. How much water you drink is fundamental to the inner cleanliness. The quality of the water you drink is also fundamentally important. Is the water full of chemicals? If so, those chemicals will create a disharmony. And the disharmony itself will bring you away from balance and harmony. And so you will become prone to disease. Acidity tends to generate these positive, the measuring of acidity is the measuring of positive hydrogen ions. And these ions attract certain kinds of life forms that are in tune with that particular frequency of consciousness, which is not healthy for mammals. And it reflects the destructive principles in the universe, the entropic life forms, as I call them, versus the anentropic life forms, which is what we are. So we thrive in the harmony of anentropy, and some life forms thrive in entropy. And there has to be a balance between anentropy and entropy in order for the harmony of life to flow. This is something that we forget. We want to remove all entropic life forms from our bodies. And in doing so, we actually create a gap. And the gap produces an imbalance. The imbalance produces a disharmony. And so we think that we're clean when we're not clean. And because we're not clean, we can attract the wrong kinds of creatures to live in our bodies. Think that 2/3 of all the cells in your body are not your cells of your own DNA. And if my left eye is a bit closed, please forgive me. The light is becoming very bright and I'm trying not to cause the camera angle to become distorted by the light. But recognize and realize that harmony is essentially hygiene. Being in harmony with the world, being in harmony with your life, with your diet, your thoughts, your emotions, your words, your sexuality. These will all produce a sense of inner harmony and balance. And balance is what we seek in this life. I hope this has been useful for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, subscribe. There will be more videos, daily uploads coming your way. Have a totally beautiful and wonderful day. And enjoy the water as it flows over your body. Because water tends to carry the spirit of harmony. It tends to bring the harmony of life back. This is why life thrives in water. This is why they say water is the source of life. All life you can consider as having come from the water. And this is something to consider. This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the most beautiful coastline in the world. Have an absolutely gorgeous day. Enjoy yourself. Keep it real. Keep it sweet. Take it easy. Om Shanti Shanti.